touching people's heart with your singing. Welcome to the free training on how to become a wonderful singer who's touching people's heart with her singing without spending years and tons of money on pointless exercises, courses, and dangerous advice that might ruin your voice. This is for anyone who loves to sing for loved ones, for friends and family, in a choir or church, on stage for an ever-growing audience. And we are going to reveal 3 secrets for making the dream of becoming a real singer who touches other people's heart come true. Secret number 1: how to discover your true, authentic, and wonderful voice. Secret number 2: how to become the kind of person who moves other people with her singing. And secret number 3: the best time to start. Let's start with secret number 1: how to discover your true, authentic, and wonderful voice. There is an infamous lie, and this lie says only the gifted deserve to sing. The truth is, you were born with a voice meant to be heard. It's not about natural ability. It's about unlocking the beauty that's already in you. Discover your true, authentic voice and learn that your uniqueness is not a flaw, it is your power. You were born with a voice which was meant to be heard. Don't waste it. Don't you already know deep within that so many other people deserve to be moved by your singing? Put that knowledge into action now. Don't deprive them of the joy they could experience. You are unique. I know you've probably heard that before, maybe even a million times. But I don't mean it like a motivational bumper sticker. I mean it in the literal, biological, unshakable truth of your being sense. Let's go there together. You're literally one of a kind. Think about this for a moment. Your fingerprints, completely unique. Your iris, no one has the same patterns. Your ear shape, even that is distinct. And your voice, it's not just an instrument. It is a signature. Your unique inner self made audible. This is even true on the pure physiological level. There's no one on this planet with the exact same vocal folds, resonance chambers, heartbeat, and even breath as you. So, when we try to copy someone else's voice, yes, even someone incredible like Whitney Houston, Adele, Freddie Mercury, we are not honoring ourselves. We are actually muting us. Let's talk about some legendary singers. And I mean legends, people who made it big, not in spite of their different voices, but because of them. Freddie Mercury. Just think about his operatic power, his great vibrato, his huge range. He was totally unique. Or Bob Dylan. Nasal voice, gravelly sound, and sometimes flat. But oh, the soul in that voice. Janis Joplin, raspy, raw, roaring, and she sounded like she was ripping her heart out. Billie Eilish, soft, whispery, vulnerable, like she's singing to you in secret. Louis Armstrong, gravelly voice, growl even, rough-edged. No one else sounded like him. Edith Piaf, soaring, trembling, a tiny woman with a massive soul. What did they all have in common? They didn't sound like anyone else. And they didn't try to. They leaned into their voice like it was a flame they could stoke into fire. And that fire changed people. It shook hearts and it left a mark. Now, let's flip the lens. There have been so many contestants on shows like American Idol, The Voice, Got Talent, who show up sounding like, someone else. And people say, she sounds just like Mariah Carey. Or, he's basically a new Michael Bublé. And guess what? The first seconds, people might be impressed, but then they fade. Why? Because they aren't giving us. They're giving us replica. And the replica might be impressive, but it doesn't connect. The most flawless imitation can't carry the weight of lived emotion. The audience doesn't just want notes, they want truth. Let's listen to a piece of Billy Joel. His song was called It's All About Soul, and this is just a few lyrics out of it. It's all about soul. It's all about knowing what someone is feeling. The woman got soul, the power of love and the power of healing. What's Billy saying here? The soul isn't volume, it isn't polish. It's connection, empathy, power that comes from inside. And this is your reminder. You can only touch others through your own soul, not through someone else's style, not through perfection, but through your truth, your own truth. Find your soul and voice. You might be asking, yeah, okay, I get it. I want to sing like me. But how do I find that? What does my soul even sound like? And here a few ways to start that journey. Number one, sing the songs that move you. Not the ones you think you're supposed to sing. Not the ones that impress others. Choose the ones that make your chest ache. Choose the ones that make your smile uncontrollable. And then, step number two, sing when no one's listening. The truest sounds often come in private. Let your voice be messy, weepy, angry, ecstatic, and notice what feels like release. Step number three, journal after you sing. Ask yourself, what did that feel like? What did I hold back? What part of me was trying to break through? And write the answer down. Step number four, work with a guide who sees you. Not someone who just teaches scales, but someone who asks, where are you in that sound? And step number five, record. And listen, not for critique, but for discovery. What emotions are hiding under your tone? What moments felt most like you? Your voice as liberation. And here's where it gets beautiful. When you start to find and accept your true voice, something magical starts to happen. It doesn't just change how you sing, it changes how you show up in life. You begin to speak with more honesty. Say no to things that don't feel aligned. Say yes to things that fascinate and excite you. Express your emotions more fully and safely. Stand taller, breathe deeper, live louder. And you realize your voice is your soul, and your soul was never meant to be silent. When you claim your own voice, you become more powerful because you're no longer pretending. You become more joyful because your expression is aligned with your spirit. You become more resilient because your self-worth no longer depends on applause or approval. That was secret number one, how to discover your true, authentic, and wonderful voice. This is more than a vocal journey. It's a journey of coming home to yourself. This is now your invitation to make use of secret number one. Start with a single breath, a single note, one honest sound. You don't have to be the loudest, you just have to be real. Let your voice become your revolution. Let your soul finally speak. And remember, you are not here to copy, you're here to shine. Now we come to secret number two, how to become the kind of person who moves other people with their singing. There's one phrase that kills more dreams than failure ever could. And it goes like this. I'm not the kind of person who moves people. I'm not the kind of person who moves people. You may have said it to yourself. You may have whispered it in the dark after watching a breathtaking performance. And you may have nodded when someone else said it. Even if a tiny voice inside you wanted to scream, but maybe I am. Let me tell you a story. There's a man and he loves music. He plays a little guitar, he sings in the shower, he listens to Whitney, Adele and Freddie, and he feels goosebumps when the music swells. But instead of letting that feeling inspire him, he collects it like evidence for why he'll never make it. I don't have Adele's range. I don't have Freddie's charisma. I can't sing like Whitney. So he lowers the volume of his dreams. He sings quieter, or not at all. He tucks his songs in a drawer, heart still full of melodies, but voice locked away. He doesn't realize you don't have to sound like them. You have to sound like you. The biggest lie: your voice doesn't matter. You know what? You were not born with that lie. It is proven by every single baby on the face of the earth every single day. They need something, they raise their voice, and their need is fulfilled. Your voice matters more than anything else. And that lie was planted quietly, repeatedly, by a world scared of difference, by people projecting their own fears. It's an evil spirit in a sense, a whisper that grew into a wall. You're not enough. You're average. You don't matter. But there's the thing. There are billions of average, so-called average people on this planet. If you're average, good. You are the bridge to them. Because average people don't want a god on a stage. They want someone who sings what they've never dared to say, who feels what they've never let themselves feel out loud. Let's talk about some famous voices. They were less than average compared to industry standards, judged by expert voices. There was Bob Dylan, nasal, gravelly, sometimes flat, rough around the edges. But his words and truth, they cracked open a generation. Then there was, and still is, Adele. Limited range, tension and strain in her voice, lack of vocal agility, poor technique. That's all stuff critics say. But her heartbreak, so honest it made people sob. Billie Eilish. Her voice is barely a whisper. Very limited vocal dynamics. Very limited vocal range shown. Pitch inconsistency. But her softness disarms and pulls people closer. Susan Boyle, dismissed already because of her looks. And then she opened her mouth and the world froze. Tracy Chapman, not flashy, not theatrical, just one guitar and one voice. But more soul than most stadiums ever hold. These people didn't win by sounding perfect, by looking great, by performing dances. They won by sounding real. Let's go back to that one belief. I'm not the kind of person who moves people. What's really going on? Somewhere, someone made you believe you weren't deep enough, or interesting enough, or emotional enough, or trained enough. But the truth is, the most moving voices aren't always the loudest. They're the most honest. And the deepest connections don't come from the perfect note. They come from the honest moment. The most honest moment, that trembling voice, that sudden break, that smile in the middle of a verse you didn't expect to feel. You weren't born thinking you weren't enough. You didn't come into this world apologizing for your voice. Quite to the contrary for most people. Those doubts were given to you by critical parents, insecure teachers, a harsh world. But you don't have to carry them anymore. Every layer of self-doubt is one more veil hiding the magic inside you. Let's start stripping those layers away. Not just for singing, but for living. Here are 5 steps to break free and start moving people. These are 5 real, practical steps to reconnect with your true voice and start moving others from the heart. Step number 1, sing to someone you love, just one person. Start small, sing to your baby, to your dog, to your best friend, to your grandma. No stage, no crowd, just love delivered through sound. Your voice doesn't have to impress, it has to connect. Step number 2, record yourself singing. Listen for emotion, not perfection. Ask yourself, did I feel it? Would someone else feel it too? Don't judge, was it sharp, did I sound good? You'll be amazed what's already living in your voice when you stop policing it. Sing when you're sad. Sing when you're mad. Sing when you're full of joy. Sing because emotion unlocks authenticity. And authenticity moves people. If you wait to sing only when you feel ready, you'll miss the moments when your soul is aching to speak. Step number 4, stop comparing, start expressing. Write your own lyrics. Cover a song your way. Whisper when others belt. Belt when others whisper. Your power isn't in how much you match others. It's in how you stand apart. Step number 5, find your audience. Even if it's 3 people in a living room. A sold-out arena isn't the only stage. Sing a lullaby for your child, a song at your best friend's wedding, a quiet bar, a circle of strangers at an open mic. That's real impact. That's real artistry. The human voice is a healing instrument. Let's remember, singing is ancient. People sang to call the rain, to honor the dead, to heal the broken. When you sing with truth, you become part of that lineage, even if your voice shakes. You become someone who gives others permission to feel, and that is a sacred thing. How does this change everything? When you reclaim your voice, everything else starts to change. You speak more boldly, you stand more confidently, you feel less afraid to take up space, you become less attached to people's approval. You say what needs to be said, not just in music, but in life. You become resilient, you become joyful, you become powerful. You become resilient because you are no longer hiding. You become joyful because nothing is more freeing than being yourself. You become powerful because truth is magnetic. What if I just tried? What if you let go of needing to be great and focus on being real? What if you sang one song tonight for no other reason than to feel alive? You might not become a viral sensation, but you might become something better. Someone who moves people. Someone who frees herself. Someone who comes home to her own soul. And honestly, that's what this world needs most. Remember who you really are. Keep singing, keep feeling, and never again believe the lie that you're not the kind of person who moves people. Now it's time for secret number 3, the best time to start. I missed my chance, it's too late for me. Let's stop right here, because now I want to show you something that could change the way you think about your voice and your life. There is this special curse. For many years you are too young to start something, and suddenly too old. The idea that there's some magical right time to start singing or start anything in life is one of the most harmful myths you've been taught. And yet it sits in our heads whispering, you should have started when you were young. It's too late to be good now. What's the point? But let me remind you of a few people who started late and still changed the world. Nelson Mandela. He became president of South Africa after being in prison for 27 years at age 75. Colonel Sanders, perhaps you don't know him, but you know what he founded. He founded Kentucky Fried Chicken at age 65. Laura Ingalls Wilder, another person perhaps you didn't know, but she published Little House on the Prairie at age 65. Grandma Moses started painting at 78. You may be too old to get a job, but not to become President of the United States of America. Look here. The two men on the left side came into office at age 78 and Ronald Reagan at 69. None of these people were on time. They were right on time for them. And you're not too late. You're just ready. Now let's talk about singers, because the myth says if you're not famous by 25, forget it. But here's the truth. What do wine, the soul, and the voice have in common? Over time, they get deeper, richer, and more powerful. Here's Sharon Jones. She worked as a corrections officer before breaking out as a soul singer with the Dap Kings in her 40s. Susan Boyle. She didn't have the standard looks needed even, and walked on that Britain's Got Talent stage at 47 and moved millions to tears with her singing. Then there's Leonard Cohen. He didn't become widely known until his late 30s, and his voice only got more magnetic in his 60s and 70s. There's Charles Bradley. He spent years of hard labor in performing James Brown covers in bars, released his debut album at 62. And here's the kicker. The older you are, the more you have to sing about. You've lived, you've loved, you've lost. That's the soul that makes a performance unforgettable. You see, when you sing with life behind your voice, you give others permission to come alive too, because there's something magnetic about a person doing what they love, without apology, especially when society says they're too old. Again, you'll get 5 steps to reignite the spark. Let me walk you through 5 real actionable steps to find that spark again, to sing, to feel alive, and maybe even to inspire others. Step number 1, start where you are right now. Don't wait until you get better. You have more time. Sing mindfully now, in the car, in the shower, while you cook. Let singing return to your life like a good friend you'd forgotten. No performance, no pressure, just pleasure. Step number 2, share a song with someone you love. Pick one person, a child, a partner, a friend, and sing to them. Sing a lullaby. Sing a song that reminds you of them. Sing your heart. That moment, just you and them, is more powerful than any sold-out show. Step number 3, find a place to be heard. Join a choir, go to an open mic, sing at a friend's birthday, play at a local bar or cafe. Even start a singing circle in your backyard. Being heard, even by one person, reminds you your voice matters. Step number 4, let go of the voice in your head. This voice that says all the time, you're not good enough, you're too old, what do you think you are? That's not your voice. It's the echo of people who forgot their own dreams. Replace it with this. I'm still here. I still feel. And I have something worth sharing. Step number 5. Sing what you feel. Not what you think you should. You don't have to be flashy. You don't have to be technical. You just have to be real. Sing sad songs when you're grieving. Sing joyful ones when you're dancing. Let your voice reflect your truth, because truth is what touches people. You're not too late. You're the inspiration. You're not just not too late. You're actually the person someone else needs to see. Because somewhere out there is a 35-year-old woman thinking she missed her shot, or a 42-year-old dad who dreams of singing to his kids, or a 60-year-old who still remembers the piano his mother gave away. When you show up, joyful, bold, real, you become the proof that it's never too late. So we have secret number 1, how to discover your true, authentic and wonderful voice. You know how to do it now. Secret number 2, how to become the kind of person who moves other people with their singing. You know how to become that person now. And secret number 3, the best time. You know the best time now. We have revealed the 3 secrets, the most important secrets if it goes to singing. And now that you know these fundamental life-changing secrets, would you rather apply them and do this yourself and learn through years of trial and error, or have someone who has already done this time and time again help you, guide you, and work with you to get the results you want? If you said option number 2, I'd love to introduce you to Sing with Power, Sing with Soul. It's going to help you to become a wonderful singer who's touching people's heart with their singing without spending years and tons of money on pointless exercises, courses, and dangerous advice that might ruin your voice. This course is going to include the following: your true voice, the kiss that stirs your voice into song, fountains of joy. Let your voice take flight on the wings of your breath. Let your voice fly high like a kite. Awaken the voice that gives goosebumps. I'll explain in more detail. Module 1, your true voice. Your voice is not something to build from scratch. It's something to uncover. In this module, we begin the gentle work of finding the true, unique, wonderful voice that's been with you all along. And in this module, you will also connect your voice to your deepest emotion. Now you can express your emotions through your singing in a way that moves others. Module number 2, the kiss that stirs your voice into song. You discovered your voice like the prince found Sleeping Beauty. And like her, your voice is still fast asleep. In this module, you will gently wake her up. It stirs, stretches, and begins to sing in a way that moves others. Module number 3, Fountains of Joy. You do not wake Sleeping Beauty up and brutally push her on. And the same is true for your voice. It needs vocal warm-ups. What if vocal exercises weren't coarse but fountains of joy? Here, your warm-ups become moments of growth, energy, and self-expression. Module 4, let your voice take flight on the wings of your breath. Ordinary people breathe out to get rid of used air. Singers turn that air into beautiful tones and melodies. Your breath is your wings. Go ahead and let your voice ride on air to soar with power, ease, and grace. Module number 5, let your voice fly high like a kite. Sing higher, live lighter. With every breath you live, with every note you rise. And in this module, we take the fear out of high notes and replace it with freedom and delight. Module number 6, awaken the voice that gives goosebumps. By now, you already sing beautifully. Now it's time to awaken the voice that gives goosebumps. With deep diaphragmatic breath, you'll unlock resonance that moves hearts. If you feel like this is right for you, you're ready to get started singing more beautifully still. Check out the link under this video or go to www.superiorsingingcoach.com. Just one word, superiorsingingcoach.com. There you find the link and more information about details of this online course. I took this course myself, and it completely changed my life. And I believe it can change yours too. Please only click the link if you're truly interested and if you're ready to potentially change your life with singing. Simply click the link below, that means below this video, for the full details, or go to superiorsingingcoach.com. One word, superiorsingingcoach.com. I now present your voice coach to you, and you might know her already from our videos. They always start like this. This is Eleonora and I'm Pierre. She's our singing teacher. She's an opera singer and I'm a complete beginner. I'll ask her questions and she'll answer. I'll exercise and you can exercise with me. That's how all of our videos start. And in this course, it will be just you and Eleonora. You'll only see her and work with her because I talked her into it. And there, a word of caution, you will not see her. You will see her picture like here, but you'll hear and listen to her voice. What is the most important part in learning to sing? Not looking at people you learn singing, but listening to people you learn singing. Who is Eleonora? She's Swiss. And where does Eleonora live? In Switzerland, of course. And where is Switzerland? It's here on the map, a tiny red dot in the middle of the world. That is Switzerland. And I'll show you in a second a little footage about how beautiful Switzerland is. And this is how it all began. Eleonora started singing early on. She sang in a choir as a child. She played violin, flute, and piano, and studied opera singing and classical music. And then came her first calling, and that was at the Conservatory of Music. There was this fellow student and who had been studying for years, literally, and he was technically okay, but I mean, he just didn't have the voice. He didn't have the voice which moved people, the clear, strong, nice sounding voice. And then Eleonora said, you know what? I'll give you a private lesson. And he took that private lesson. In fact, he took 2 lessons. And then he went back to his normal studies with his normal university professor. And the professor of music said, finally the knot has come undone. But her calling was not a calling because Eleonora didn't realize what she had done. In 1 lesson, okay, in 2 lessons, She had realized what the professor of music could not have realized in years. So she went on studying at university and trusted her professors. And this trust brought her literally to hospital. Wrong exercises imposed on her had ruined her vocal cords, and she had to undergo an operation on her vocal cords. She got her university degree and became an opera singer. Then the awakening started. Because she realized, why can't today's opera singers drown out the orchestra? Why do they complain that the orchestras play too loudly? And why wasn't this a problem in the 1920s and 1950s? And she started studying famous opera singers of the past and found the answer. And after she found the answer, she became a voice coach. Now she teaches her findings in private lessons in Switzerland. Then there are people who say, yeah, teaching. If you know it, do it. And if you can't do it, teach it. She does it. And she teaches it. And you find examples of her singing and the range and impressiveness of her voice on superiorsingingcoach.com. So I talked her into it, and we have now a full online course on discovering your voice. And that means getting seriously into singing. If you want to get seriously into singing, you can take Eleonora's full online course. But there are, of course, other ways to do that. You could get a bachelor's degree in vocal performance from a university or conservatory. It costs between $40,000 and $250,000. Or you could at least take 1 year of private voice lessons. That is $8,000. Or you could at least do a masterclass session for $2,000 minimum. Eleonora's full online course. It's not 250,000. It's not 8,000. It's not even 2,000. It is $497. And it's not just one lesson you take and then you have to pay again for the next one. You can take that one lesson again and again and again until you mastered the task. You were born with a voice, and now develop its full potential to make the world a better place. Now, people might say, yeah, why do I make the world a better place when I learn singing and sing better? Simple. If all the rest in the world stays the same, but now there's your beautiful voice to be heard, then the world is a better place. In order to make the world a better place with singing, click the link under this video or go to superiorsingingcoach.com.